Let's be honest, planning vacation for 2026 should be fun. But instead, you're drowning in browser tabs and you're trying to compare conflicting reviews, and you have the nagging feeling that you're kind of missing out something. Somehow it feels like you're on a full-time job instead of having fun planning your vacation. But what if AI can help you and solve this issue? Instead of spending weeks of planning and going through all the stuff, it could help you solving it within minutes. So the heavy lifting made by AI. Well, that's exactly what I have decided. I wanted to test this promise for you so you don't have to do the legwork for it and find out the best tool. And I picked 5 of the most popular AI travel planners out there. And what I want is to plan the exact same route for every tool, with every tool, and to see whether they hold up to their promise and how easy they are to be used. So what I've done is to compare them. I set 5 key criteria, which are inspiration. Is there any inspiration section? So that would be 1 point. Then I decided, okay, how about the itinerary creation? I set 3 criteria for them. One is how well can they implement the instructions, the prompt, how well they can include lesser known places, and the third point would be the whole itinerary structure. Does it make any sense, or is it clustered towards 1 point? Then third area would be functionality. There I also have 3 sub criteria. One is budget planning, which can be very important. Then, are there any booking integrations? Or do you have any special perks available? Maybe special discounts for renting a car or planning routes. Then fourth on the list, fourth criteria would be connectivity. And with that, I mean, are you able to share and collaborate these itineraries with others, with your family, so they can adjust it on the go? Is there any app available, and do they have any offline capabilities? And with that, I want to present you the 5 contenders. First up is Wonderplan, which positions itself as a budget-friendly AI travel planner. The interface is simple and it's totally free to use. It has a section for special deals, booking integrations with sites like Booking and Get Your Guide. It also promised to build a personalized itinerary based on your budget interests. But here's the problem, and I'll show you in a second. When I put it to test, it failed. It didn't generate an itinerary that at all. I know that the feature worked in the past, and I have tested it out by myself. But this time, somehow it didn't work. I don't know why. And while it gets a point for being free and having some perks, the planner can't score very high, right? It has some inspiration from blog pages. You can share via PDF, but there's no mobile app available, and the core function that didn't work at all. So it was a disappointing right from the start. And to get through the different perks, let's go shortly through the 5 criteria I've set. So is there an inspiration section? Yes, there is. You have a blog planner, as you can see here. And they help you, giving you some ideas with pros and cons. So that is great. Let's go to the itinerary creation. For that, I jump over to my prompt, and I'll let you see it in a second. There you are. Okay, I have the prompt. Now, what I want to do is to plan the trip. And here is the thing where I said it didn't work as I have expected. So you go to Trip Planner, you type in, you want to start in Vancouver, plan date, somewhere beginning of July, all same for all of them. How many days? 14 days. So actually pretty simple. Then you say medium budget, I guess that would be matching for most of you, and you travel as a family. Of course, you could also choose the other things there and then submit. First, a few things you need to add as well before you submit. Just walked into error message kind of thing. So what we want to include are beaches, sightseeing, outdoor adventure, nightlife not with kids, but food exploration, maybe festival, and shopping. And none of these things down below. Then submit, and then it kind of shows you that it creates the itinerary for you. So as we see in a second, now it shows the results. There are actually no results. So you would have to add your places on a manual basis, which isn't bad at all, but it's just not what you would expect from an AI planner. So for itinerary creation, 0 points. Then functionality, it kind of shows you a general overview of potential costs, then even hints that you could use iRollo for eSIM. Then further down below you have an estimation of costs. So in regards to budget planning, yeah, there's something around it. I give it a half a point because it has some kind of budget planning, but not the one we look for. There booking integrations, if you want to book a stay, you see booking.com, or you can plan also tours with Get Your Guide, booking directly from the platform. So overall, great things. And then in addition, there are also special rewards or discounts if you book over a one-year plan, an eSIM, or any other thing. So for functionality, 3 points. Then sharing, kind of, you can share your trip with others, but it's not a real collaboration. Have a point for that. Connectivity, mobile app, no, 0 points. Offline capabilities, yes, but just with a PDF, so not true offline capabilities for my taste, because that would mean I can look at my route on my mobile phone offline and have all the contact details in it as well, kind of adjust on the go. So connectivity wise, no functionality, no connectivity wise, we have 1 point, and price tag 0 costs, meaning full point there as well. So in total 5 points, so rather low. And if you talk about AI planners, then you need to speak of Layla AI as well, which is the second contender, and it's a chat-based tool, or where the tool asks you questions to personalize your trip. What I've seen so far is the itinerary plan was quite good. It successfully included less known places, leaving out the biggest tourist traps. Depends on how you set your preferences, of course, in the prompt, and we're going to take a look at this right afterwards. And what impressed me most was the quality of recommendations. Also things to do, but also where to go. And it has some downsides though, like there's no real budget planner, just a cost estimate for accommodations. The interface, in my point of view, can be a bit confusing when you want to make adjustments, and there's no mobile app or no true collaborations or collaboration features at hand as well. And for offline use, you would need to download a PDF of your trip. And the other point is that you need to be aware of, if you want to use Layla, you pay a fee of $50 a year. So you get a lot out of it. That's why I would say it's a have a point. I will get into the details right away, but it's on the expensive sides in this test. So talking about the criteria we're going through in a second. And first we start, is there any inspiration at all around? Yes, they are, but they're not predefined guides. You need to ask Layla for inspirations, like down here. And I personally would like or prefer personalized or already pre-made guides that you could use and adjust. And they also have a blog section down below where it is. See, now I can't find it when I'll need to look at it. So back on it, I found the blog section. Sorry for the stop. But here you see some insights that you could use that might be helpful, worth for you. You have destination, vlogs, and blogs. Anyway, let's keep going on it. And that's for the inspiration. So 1 point there. And let's see how well Layla can create a trip based on the prompt, which I have copied over before. And it basically says, give me a second. So that's a prompt I use, and I made a PDF out of it. So yeah, you can use it as well easily. And that's it, what I'm gonna use with Layla AI, and let's see what it comes up with. So now that it has taken the prompt I given it, and what it then asked was a follow-up questions, how many days I want to spend or have available, and I said 14 days, and I had to give instructions to proceed with the itinerary, and it gave me a summary from Vancouver to Calgary, which is perfect. 14 days, 2 adults, then it added travel style, focus, all the things that I have mentioned in my prompt, and then it goes through the different things, and based on my knowledge, I can already tell that it includes lesser known places. It has a reasonable structure. You see over here on the plan as well that it makes sense. It's quite a distance to get to Calgary, where you can see various things. And then you have the chance to go through the itinerary on a day-by-day basis. It adds all the attractions that it can do. It is well thwarted. It has a lot of things. You can add accommodations as well, with the options to book right away, which is great. You could add, or it shows transportation, how you get to different places. And it included very well the driving distances. That's one of the things that I had as a criteria. So more or less that worked out pretty good as well. And if you want to add any comments, then you can add them, especially if you would share that with somebody else that could add some comments, and then you could download the whole trip to have it offline available. And it shows you based on the things that it has created a current costs of based on the accommodations. So speaking of the criteria here, just to go through briefly, we had inspiration. Yes, 1 point. We saw that in the beginning. Itinerary creation, as you see, implementing instructions quite well. It still needs some fine tuning. Second, it includes lesser known places and avoids crowds, so another point. And itinerary structure is decent. Of course, some fine adjustments are needed, but nonetheless, it has done the job. So meaning total of 3 points. Then functionality, yes, I give half point to budget planning, because there's some kind of view on the costs, but not real budget planning. Integrations are there with Booking, Expedia, and Viator. Are there any special perks available, like discounts that we had with Wonderprint? No, so no points. So in total for functionality, we have 1.5 points. Connectivity wise, yes, sharing is possible, but no real collaboration. No mobile app is available either. And yes, there is some offline capability, but just that you can download the PDF and that's it. So for connectivity, we have, now I have to put them together, 1 point, sorry. And for the price tag itself, yes, you pay $50 for Layla to use the whole capability. But in my point of view, it's worth the cost. So yeah, 1 point you could get, or you can give for this tool, as it has done its job pretty well. So overall, we are at 7.5 points. And speaking of another very similar contender on the list, which is Tripp AI. That's one tool that I use daily, and it combines AI chat with gorgeous real-time interactive maps. And as you add places, they pop up on your schedule, on your map, which in my point of view is a game changer and helps tremendously seeing where you go and how your day flows geographically. Then what I like very much about Tripp is the easy and straightforward interface, and it has actually the best, from a user point of view, the best tool of all of them. It fully supports group planning, allowing for real-time collaboration with friends. It also integrates reviews from Google and TripAdvisor, which is a nice touch. And it is free. You don't need to pay anything at all. And a standout perk, what I see, is the creator program, where you can show and add your trips as a guide to the platform, so you can share it with others and they can plan their trips on the or use that trip as a basis for their next travel, which is a great thing too. And if you're famous, you could even earn some money with it. So drawdowns are lack of budget, no apps available. There's one for iOS, but not for Android. The real offline capabilities aren't there. And yeah, let's jump into the tool and see how it goes through and holds up based on the criteria we set. So first up, let's see. I'm already in Tripp, as you see, but let's go to the Explore section, where you see some possibilities that you can do based on your location. So that's also a good approach, right? And then you have an inspiration section, and that's where the music plays, because you can define if you would like to have itineraries and see what's out there that might fit your needs and your preferences. But you also can go through a list that, in the case of Vancouver, let's see what you find there, gives you maybe a list of all the possible restaurants you're looking for, or all the attractions, and then you can still build your itinerary in Vancouver on the basis of it. But what are we here for? So for inspiration, full success, 1 point. Now let's see how well Tripp can implement your instructions. So one drawdown here is, if you have a prompt ready, you need to save it as a PDF, otherwise it won't create you the trip. For that, as I've mentioned, I've created a PDF. I upload my file and open it, wait until it has loaded, and then I send it, say please create a trip for my family. What else you can do is you can always set the travel group you are, and also always set the budget, but the prompt should help out with that. So let's see where it ends up. So it took a while, but it has created the itinerary for me. And what you see up here, I had to add a few more details to the trip that were in the PDF, so it's not perfect, but it pulled up the data and it's still creating the itinerary to Calgary. You also already see data by data itinerary, and it's actually pretty similar to the output of Layla. And I also see here that it has very good recommendations that avoid the crowds, include lesser-known places, and it also has the integration, as I mentioned, with reviews that I see, would it fit for you or not. And when you want to see more about the trip itself, you click on the top right corner, and then you see the itinerary on a day-by-day basis, so you can still shuffle around a few things. Then you see on a calendar basis when you need to do what, basically. which is helping as well. You can upload your receipts, you can chat with your collaborators, and then maybe you want to add any media, pictures, whatever you name it, and then you could see or should be able to see the itinerary on the map as well, and you get a good idea geographically where the things are. And going through the different criteria now, so you have an inspiration section. So 1 point, itinerary creation was very well as well, so it implemented the instructions quite well, it included lesser known places, and it definitely has a good structure. So 3 points for itinerary creation. Then based on functionality, budget planning, not a real budget planning is around there, but you could, as far as I know, you could add notes. You have the receipts up there, but there's no special planning as such. So you have bookings, you could add ideas, but so I wouldn't give there any point at all. Then booking integrations, yes, you have Expedia and others that allows you to book directly over Trip. So 1 point there. Then special perks, you can be a creator and can earn money of it. So when you have had a great trip and want to share it with others, you can earn money on the basis of that. There's a creator program, you check it out if you are interested. Then on the connectivity side, for functionality, 2 points. Now connectivity is a total of 1.5 points because there is a sharing and collaboration feature, which is great, so 1 point. Mobile app just for iOS, so only half a point, and there are no offline capabilities, so that's why 1.5 points. And the great thing is, if you think of that everything is free in here, so you get quite a big bang for your what was the word? Shoot. Big bang for your dollar. That's not what I wanted to say. Sorry, sometimes. Anyway, let's move on to the next contender. And you all have heard about that one. It's famous, it's well known, it's the one go-to place when you look for reviews. I want to know more about tours and anything else. And of course, we are talking about TripAdvisor. They have built in a trip planner on the platform itself, so which is great, but they also have an AI trip planner. And the biggest strength of TripAdvisor and its planners is, of course, the massive database of billion of user reviews, of places, of restaurants. It is free, it has an excellent community, there is a mobile app available, it has collaboration features and offline access, and it also has a loyalty program where you can earn rewards. And when I wanted to test it, I was so happy that TripAdvisor has this opportunity, but it has a fatal flaw. He couldn't plan a multi-city trip, and I'll show you in a second why. The tool, and the other drawdown is the tool only allows you to plan for 7 days. So not a big help either if you plan 2 weeks or longer. And basically I couldn't set up a trip with the AI tool at all. If I wanted to plan a trip, I would have to do it manually on a day-by-day basis. And apart from that, because of the database, it suggests you a ton of activities and places to see, but they're not very tailor-made. So you would still need to put in your work. But now, speaking about the criteria, let's go to the tool, to TripAdvisor. It's actually pretty straightforward. The user interface is great, I love it. You go to trips, and then you say, create a trip with AI. So far so good, right? You just type in, I want to, this time we go to Calgary. Calgary, easy, piece of cake. We say it's going to be 1st of July. Next, I want to travel with the family. Yes, and then you just see right through some of the cool stuff that you can do, adventure sports. Yeah, that works. So, and here we going. And now you see one thing that's missing. I can't add my prompt. So I can't add my instructions. Second, I mentioned, next, create an itinerary, Calgary, let's try something, to Vancouver for 14 days. Hopefully that changes anything. Yeah, let's say that didn't work, so I tried it again. So as I mentioned before, it's getting through the criteria. Inspiration section, that's a no-brainer. It has a huge database with tons of inspiration, so that's great. Implementing the instructions, no, not really, because it even offers you the possibility to add an A to B for the trip. So no points. It includes lesser known places, yes and no, because it shows you all the possible things to do in Calgary. So 0.5 points, and in itinerary structure, not at all. It just gives you a bunch of ideas, but not really what you're looking for. So itinerary creation, 0.5 points in total. Functionality wise, it is great though. I gave it a 2.5. With budget planning, partially, as you can add notes and make some remarks there to see where it is. I think it was on there for you, but anyway, you can add notes and kind of list all the costs you have. Other than that, no real budget planning. Then what I'm missing next? Oh yeah, booking integrations. Yes, we all know it has a huge, there are a ton of options that you can book directly from TripAdvisor, your tours, your trips, whatever, you name it. And yes, there's a special perk on TripAdvisor. You could join the rewards program. It's kind of loyalty program. The more you book, points you gather, the more discounts you get. So you know what I mean. So in total, 2.5. Connectivity wise, yes, sharing and collaboration is available. Mobile app 2 and offline capabilities 2. So full 3 points. And price wise, you don't need to pay anything, so 1 point. So you get still a ton of things for free. Well, it's everything for free, but you still get a lot for it, and it's a great travel planning tool as such, but not a great AI travel planner. So in total, how many points we had there? That is 1, 1.5, 3, 5, 8, 9. So still 8 points for TripAdvisor, so which is kind of surprising, as there's no real AI travel planning. But nonetheless, let's go on. I'm wasting already too much time and talk too much. But now we're coming to the last contender on the list, which is road trippers. And as it's suggested or suggests, it's a tool that is focused on road trips. It has an AI feature that is called AI. Has an AI feature that is called autopilot. So its connectivity is perfect. It has fantastic apps. It has fantastic apps on iOS and Android. It offers offline maps for premium members and also collaboration features. Honestly, that's another tool I use regularly for my clients, but also for our big trip next year. If you want to know more, check out above for some details. And I was curious to see how well the AI planner in it, the autopilot, how well it works, because as a planner tool it is awesome. It has also deals that it offers to members and can estimate costs like fuel, which is a good starting point for a budget. It also has various booking integrations. The downside is the price. It's the most expensive one on the list, and its database is mainly for North America. So another important thing you need to know. And with that, we jump right into the tool. And we want to plan a new trip, of course, and hope that we can get or put in our instructions. Oh, need to write it correctly. So destination will be Calgary. There you go. Plan without the pilot. Let's go. So now we're gonna talk afterwards with the criteria. So there are already good things that the tool offers, because you can define the start and end date and the place where you want to end up. I always have this car. Adults 2, teens 1 truck. So we leave it as it is. Roadside attractions, so you can define what you want to see. Architecture, roads, abandoned sites, national parks. So that's good. And now the magic happens, and here you see how it works differently than the other tools. So it now searches the database for all possible attractions and things that could be done along the route, and you just add them from here. You want to see that, maybe this one, the Heritage Museum, and it always gives you more things that you can do and add to the trip. And with that, what I want to point out is it doesn't include a prompt that you need to put in. It just looks what your preferences are, and based on that it offers you ideas of things to do and places to stay along your route, which is great. But it's not, so that part is AI driven, but it's not that you can add in a prompt and it creates the itinerary for you. And we're gonna see that in a second. So it has created an itinerary for you, and it added to the various days the different steps or places to be, and which is a great starting point. So you still have to do your work manually in the end, but it already saves you time because it already gave your preferences in, so you already have a few things that you can start with. And if you want to add new stuff for a specific date, you can still go to the day, in that case July 2nd and 3rd, and use autopilot what you would like to have. Let's say in that case experiences, and maybe let's say family friendly but should be turned down, and then it shows you, or should show you, yeah, it does, things that it could do based on it. Let's say hotel tunnels, Coquihalla Canyon, and add that, and then you're say done, and then it adds it to your itinerary. So if you don't know anything about things to do in that region, it's still a great help. So now, but speaking of the criteria and where we're going through now is inspiration section. Yes, it has an inspiration section. It is magazine, where you see the different things that where you can get some ideas. Yeah, that's the one. I think even on a compendium it has something to offer. But anyway, itinerary creation. So I gave it 0 points because so let's go back. Let's not get distracted. So inspiration 1 point, as you said. Itinerary creation, I said 0.5 because it didn't do exactly what I wanted, but it includes lesser known places, and the itinerary structure is okay. So based on the different things you get, so in total I would give it 1.5 points for it because it wasn't too bad. And then functionality wise, budget planning as such it doesn't offer, but it has some idea. When you check out on the details, an estimated cost based on the fuel you spend. So good starting point, and that's why it gets 0.5 points. Booking integrations, like I've mentioned, yes, they are. You can book right away hotels. I'm not certain anymore if it's Expedia or Booking, but there are integrations. And yes, there are special deals available for members. So there are some special perks. So 2.5 points. And connectivity wise, it is also one of the best tools out there because it offers apps for iOS and Android. You can use it offline, and it is easy to share and collaborate with each other. Then, speaking of pricing, it is the most expensive one with, I think it's $60 a year. But you still, if you're planning road trips, that's, I would say, the go-to tool for North America trips, because it has a huge database and it shows you great stuff around your route that helps you planning much faster. So in total, 8.5 points for road trippers. Final scores are in. We had a budget tool, Wonder Plan, that failed with a score of 5. Then we had a head-to-head three-way race in the top. In third place, we have TripAdvisor with 8 points, Tripp Road Trippers with 8.5 points, but also MindTrip AI with 8.5 points. But here's why, for me, MindTrip is the winner. It delivered the best combination of high quality, customizable itinerary and outstanding user experience. The interface is superb. It's the one that I like the most of all of them. Its visual map planning is incredibly intuitive. The group collaboration features are seamless, and it's completely free to use. While it's missing an Android app and offline capabilities, its core planning function was the strongest and was most enjoyable of the bunch. But that doesn't mean the others aren't great. The best tool for you really depends on your travel style. TripAdvisor, for example, is the winner for a meticulous researcher if you're planning a trip to a single city and want to build on a foundation of millions of reviews. Then Road Trippers is the undisputed champion for any road trip if you're planning a drive, and one with specialized features for finding scenic routes and quick and quirky roadside attractions, then it is unbeatable. And if you prefer a conversational planner that feels like talking, then your expert will be Layla. And if you're on a budget, then Wonder Plan is the go-to place for you. So while MindTrip takes the crown today, the world of AI travel planning is changing at lightning speed. The best tool now might be the loser or the last one in a year. Who knows, right? But what's important for you to know in 2026 is that you don't need to longer. What is important for 2026 is you no longer need to drown in your dozens of tabs on your browser, because these two tools can genuinely help you planning your vacation much faster while saving time. For all the links and for all the tools, you find the links in the description below, so you can test them for yourself if you're interested in it. And what I'm most interested in is to hear from you. Have you used any of these AI planners yet? What's your favorite tool? And let me know in the comment if I missed one, maybe. And if you found this helpful and want to plan your next adventure, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more videos that help you making travel planning much easier and smarter. Thanks for watching and happy travels.